Hey Internet, this is I Was As Good As Any, and this is my blog about music. Let me tell you how my musical taste shaped out the way it does, and why I'm wearing a big Death t-shirt here. I don't know if you can see that, but death metal band, first death metal band, called Death, whatever, we'll get into that. When I was a kid, when I was young, I remember listening to a lot of pop music, a lot of crap. I remember I was a big TLC fan when I was young. Oh yeah, TLC. Left Eye? Good stuff. Point is, one day I was listening to the radio, whatever, and the radio station wouldn't come in, and it was a big bummer or something like that. I'm sure there was tears. I was young, and I had to go to another station. I was like, another station? What am I going to do? They're not going to play TLC, which I love so much. And I remember hearing on an alternative radio station things like The Flies and U2 and stuff like that. Just stuff that wasn't happy or about, I lost my girlfriend, or sad about my boyfriend, or I'm in love with this, or some stupid shit. And so I started listening to the alternative radio station. Then, then one day it came down to my sister. My sister came home with the most immaculate album I had ever heard up until this point. One day, my sister, she was dating some guy. I don't remember what his name was. It was a whole laundry list. It could have been Fred. Let's say Fred. So my sister was dating Fred, and she comes home and she goes, "Hey, Fred gave me this CD." And I'm like, "Big deal." And she goes, "Well, check it out. All these songs are like over 5 minutes, and it's a bunch of guitars and stuff like that." And I had no idea what to expect. And I was like, "Well, what is this? What is this beautiful music you speak of?" And she's like, "Oh, it's called Metallica." And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds heavy." And I didn't get it at the time, but I started listening to, which is now my most hated Metallica album, second to the Black Album. Yeah, I hate the Black Album, if anybody cares, if you know what that is. If you even like music, if you're even watching this for a reason. Anyways, I hate Metallica's And Justice for All. I can't stand it. It was after Master of Puppets. It was after Ride the Lightning and Kill 'Em All. It's pretty much when their uniqueness just kind of disappeared. Anyways, she brought home Metallica. My sister brought me home Metallica. How many people can say that their sister brought home to them a Metallica album? Most sisters just bring home shitty boyfriends and AIDS. So I listen to this, and it starts to kick in, and I'm like, all right, this music isn't about your average crap, and it actually goes longer. These people are playing instruments, a guitar I've never seen or heard. We'll go with heard because music is audible. I've never heard anything like this before. I'm used to this pop radio crap, or U2 at the time. So that's what got me turned on to metal, was my sister and her boyfriend Fred. He's a good man, Fred. After that, my music taste just started to spiral out of control. It just got worse. I remember I was listening to the local rock station, 93X. It's still around. It's still just as terrible today as it was like 15 years ago. And I remember I got hooked on Limp Bizkit and there's a bunch of other crap that I thought at the time was really good. But you look at it now, it's like, Fred Durst never knew what he was talking about. And I was listening to just whatever would come on. Now I understand the errors of my ways, but if it wasn't for that crap back then, Metallica and loud music, I wouldn't know what I was doing now. So let's get a rundown of some types of music and where they're at and why they're inferior to heavy metal. Let's start with country. Country music. Still sucking with twanging guitars. Keep up the good work. Let's see. Grunge. Grunge is gone. Still good. Not a big fan. Never was. I think Kurt Cobain taught a bunch of kids to be wieners and whine about everything. If you whine loud enough, people will hear you. I don't think if you whine loud enough, anybody hears you. They just tune you out and they get better at it. Kurt Cobain was just one of those people that had everything that they wanted, and then they threw it all away. You had money, women, drugs, a shotgun. You had everything, and then you just threw it away. Some people think that Courtney Love killed you or something. I don't really care who did it. It's over. Let's move on. Stop being on VH1. That shit was like 15 years ago. We can move on as a culture. You weren't even that good. Not a big fan of grunge. The best thing that came out of grunge was Alice in Chains, because they turned into metal. That is fantastic. Man in the Box, songs like that. Oh, God. Oh, just brings shivers. Shivers that Kurt Cobain could never bring. Let's go with pop music. Pop music is popular. That is neat. Pop music, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot is changing, and the reason it's not changing is because if you look up a name, Max Martin. Yes, Max Martin. His real name is Martin Carl Sandburg. If you look him up, he has written most of the popular music of the 20th century and before. This piece of shit, Max Martin, has controlled popular music for like 20 years, and he's still doing it because people are letting him. We need to get guns, people. Written all the songs for the Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, all those retards. He's probably a millionaire. I know he doesn't live in America. Who would? But he's got enough money that he just makes these terrible songs and moves on with his life. I bet he's laughing. I bet he's a huge death metal fan. He's writing all these crappy pop songs, and he just gets the hell out of here and goes to Slayer concerts like a good person. The problem with pop music is they're never going to get suddenly they're never going to get creative. They're not just going to be like one day, hey, I'm going to start writing music on my own. That doesn't happen. Pop music is popular because it sells a bunch of music. It's something that's just repeatable. The lyrics are easy to pick up. It's stuck in your head all day. And that's how it sells. It's how it works. You're not going to suddenly wake up and be like, my music sucks. Kesha is never going to wake up in the morning and be like, you know what? My music is terrible. I should become an accountant. Because she's too busy waking up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. The problem with pop music is that there's nothing deep in it. There's nothing deep in pop music. Sting wrote the song Fields of Gold. He wrote that song out of his own loneliness. And you know what's cool about that song? It kicks ass. It actually has a meaning. He was bummed, he missed this chick, and the song is freaking beautiful. And what do we got nowadays? Oh, baby, you're a firework. Go and show 'em what you're worth. Ah, that's deep. It's pretty pointless. The video is insane, too. You should just feel bad about that whole thing. I also hate the song Airplanes in the Night Sky are like shooting stars, and I could use a wish or some shit. The problem with that song is that I could wish on my George Foreman grill because he's a star with that logic. That's how dumb your song is. Rock, soft rock, I call it soft rock. See, the problem is with soft rock, I hear like this band Kings of Leon, and I don't hate them. I don't hate Kings of Leon, but I don't know what to think about them. Kings of Leon makes me think that if I like married a chick with a kid and that was like my stepson, I would just, if Kings of Leon were my stepson, I would never look at him in the eye. If he won the science fair, I would just look away. Because I don't want to acknowledge Kings of Leon. I just don't get it. I guess I'm not in that area. I just don't get it. Let's see. Rap, same shit, different beat. It's pretty much been the same topics for about 20 to 30 years. It's I don't like authority. I like women with big asses. Drugs are cool. And what else is there? Oh, nope, that's it. That's pretty much all it's been about. 20 years, 30 years, doesn't matter what it is. Same shit. That's the problem with rap. You don't see anything progressive. I haven't heard a rap song about cleaning your room. If I had kids, I would buy them 50 Cent presents things you should do as a kid. Wiping correctly, taking care of yourself, pulling out chairs for your mother. Let's see, recycling. Recycling would be a good rap song. You never hear Dr. Dre rap about doing the dishes or cleaning your plate. That'd be something I'd be interested in. I think I'm going to stop with this video for this time. It's getting late. It's like 2 in the morning. I always do these things at the last minute. I like to wait for the sun to go down, and then all of a sudden it's like 2 in the morning, and I'm here, and I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to wait and do the second half of this later. I think it'll be good. I got some leftover stuff. Save you time. You don't have to watch this whole thing, because this shit's going to be like 20 minutes or something, and I can't slow down what I'm talking about. I hate so many things. So many things. I can't just, get away with a couple minutes of talking about it. So, again, I'll be back. Check for the second part of this. Just my blog about music. I'll make it part 2 or something like that. You'll love it. Check back. It'll be here. Later.